Hi and welcome to this week's GMBN Tech Show. What we got coming up this week?
New bike from Transition.
Probably the coolest kids' bikes ever from Mondraker.
And some new shoes from Ride Concept.
And a really cool collaboration actually from specialised and outdoor clothing company Fjallraven. Okay, topic time kicking off the show. And we're going to talk a bit about OEM because it's something actually turns out been asked about quite a bit. Do you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, sure.
What is OEM?
So OEM stands for original equipment manufacturer, which is basically brands buying other brands' stuff. So in the bike world, this could be, for example, Canyon buying Fox and RockShox suspension, or SRAM and Shimano group sets. And basically they'll buy these in bulk, so they might get them direct from Shimano, for example. They'll buy them in bulk, they'll get it a little bit more affordable, mainly because they're buying in bulk, but also they don't need all of that fancy packaging that you and I would get if we were buying it privately. So that's why generally bike brands will sell a spec model for probably a more affordable price than if you were to buy just the frame and spec it up yourself. But sometimes all of this OEM stuff works its way onto the market. Maybe a brand will sell some surplus stuff that they had lying around to a big shop. And so if you've seen any Shimano Dior group sets on there, for example, where it says OEM, then it was probably meant for a bike at some stage. And you'll end up getting it in a plastic bag instead of a nice shiny box. But most of the time, it's the same stuff. Isn't it, Doddy? What do you think? Yeah,
I think, well, it kind of goes two ways, isn't it? Like you were saying, you get the manufacturers was like saying like, oh, we need 2 million SLX rear derailleurs or whatever, so they just ship them a box full, you don't need all the other stuff. But then you're also going to get the manufacturer saying, hey, I don't know, Maxxis, can we have that tyre, but what we want is 2 million of them, but we need a cheaper version of that tyre.
Yeah,
so because you want to spec your good tyre that looks good on the bike, but it can't be that good because you want to cut some corners and save some money. So you'll get like an OEM spec version. So it's kind of like the same shape tyre, perhaps. And it just won't be quite as good. It might save some money on like the beading, for example.
Yeah, sometimes they can be steel wired beads, or it might be a cheap, a more affordable compound that is less tacky, so it might be less grippy. But not all tyres will do that, so it's unfair for us to say that all OEM are cheaper than what you buy
privately. Just an example, yeah.
Some of them are the same. I've had Maxxis before, OEM stuff on bikes, and it felt exactly the same to me. Except for one thing.
For sure, there will be. Yeah, there will be the same ones. I know what you're going to say here as well.
The logo is white, which is something, I've seen a lot of questions on this. Why is this Maxxis logo white? Why can't I buy white logos? It's way of Maxxis controlling that market so that they know the white logos are all OEM stuff. So it's trying to stop people from selling them, I guess, on the grey market.
I've got to be devil's advocate here. I think the OEM ones look nicer. I like the white logos rather than the yellow, but the yellow is the company logo colour, so they want the identification.
Yeah, it's a bit mean for us to say that, isn't it? But how often does yellow match your bike? I don't know.
I know, but that's the whole point, isn't it? It's like, hey, I've got the Maxxis. I've got the legit tyres here. But yeah, that's a good example of them.
But also shocks as well. So I've had, back on my Cannondale days, we had a Jekyll, which had a Fox rear shock, and it had a Gemini tune, which is basically a specific tune to that bike. So
Cannondale are very good at that.
And where they also put the lockout on it as well, which I love you, Cannondale, but I did not need a lockout on my rear enduro bike. But the tune meant I had to put different pressures in it and to the standard Fox stuff. So it's not that it was cheaper or more rubbish, it was just specific to that bike. So
you will see that as well across the board with different manufacturers. You know, you'll see, I don't know, Canyon, for example, will work with Fox and saying, hey, we want, you know, this many shocks and we need this particular tune that we want to have on ours. And the manufacturers might not always offer that particular tune. So, for example, what you could buy off the shelf will be quite different to what comes on a bike, it's just like what Anna's saying. But it doesn't mean you can't change that internally on those shocks. They're still fundamentally the same thing. They're just a little bit different the way they come on the bikes. Really.
Well, what do you guys think? Have you bought any OEM stuff? Have you had any good experiences, bad experiences? Did you find there was any differences? Let's continue the debate down below and comment in the comments, I guess. Okay, in the news today, we've got Ride Concepts have released some new shoes. So basically they've started partnering with BOA, Closure Systems, Cordura and D3O, which is new this year. And they've updated some of their old favorites with these new partners. But they've also released 2 new shoes. They've got the Talc for men.
I really like it. I was looking at that one actually.
Yeah. I think it's now their top spec one. So they've got the Talc and they've got the Flume for women. And you can buy them in different models, I would say. You can buy them in clipless, clip-in or flat pedal. You can have it with the BOA system or without it. And there's a couple of fit and styling options out there for you as well. So that range, depending on what option you go for, is from 160 to 210 US dollars, or 149.95 to 199.95 in Great British pounds. I don't know what it is in Australia, sorry guys. But yeah, they're looking pretty good. What do you think?
I really like Ride Concepts. I like the brand. I like everything about the fact that they, from the ground up, they're like, we're going to make really good shoes. That's all they make. It's just shoes.
Yeah.
I met them really early on when they just started out at Seattle, and I wasn't even aware who they were. I was just looking at the range. I was like, this is really, really quite different, their whole approach.
Yeah.
I think good luck to them. I think they make some good looking shoes. I've not really tried them, so I don't know what they're like, but they look really cool.
They sell them in my local bike shop in the forest, and they look so sick. Their colours are just like what I would wear to the pub, really, or cafe. I don't really go to the pub, but they look really good.
I wouldn't wear cycling shoes in the pub.
What have you got for us today, then?
Okay, so this is a really cool one. Right, so I was with Josh, the cameraman, recently. Went to visit Mondraker, and you'll see the video coming up on the channel soon. And we heard them have a conversation about the Marquez brothers, and I was thinking, Marquez brothers, what, like MotoGP? It turns out they're actually all working together now. So they've brought out their kids' bike. Just look at the picture on screen. So the Marquez brothers, Alex and Mark, number 73 and number 93. You can now get bikes that are like the Grommy kids' bikes. So there's a 12-inch and 16-inch wheel options with I think it's 250 watt motor on them. Twist and go, balance kids' e-bikes. Grommy edition with the Marquez brothers. I mean, that's going to put mountain bikes surely in so many more families around the world, because MotoGP has got a massive following. I think this is just a really cool sort of link together, and they've got a really cool video in which they appear as well in that video with their trademark smiles. I just think it's awesome. It's great.
I've got to say, I've got no idea who those guys are. But I tell you what, I've got some friends who have got kids on the twist throttle balance bikes, and it sounds stupid, but it is so spot on, that idea. Like, they're already throttling over little jumps, and they've got their balance sorted, and they're not getting tired over time.
No, I think that's the key thing that people have overlooked, that people that might not understand how good an e-bike could be for a kid. You know, some people are like, oh, it's just going to make them lazy. It's like, it's not. A kid that young hasn't got an infinite amount of energy yet. So if they can be encouraged to ride a bike more, it's got to be a good thing. And this is like pre-pedaling, don't forget. This is just when they're starting out. I'm going to get one. I think they just look great.
For yourself?
Well, if I could fold onto one, I'd ride it to work. So they got a 60-minute run time and a 60-minute charge time, but you can change the batteries, and they're interchangeable as well. So if you really needed more than that, you could get more batteries. And they're fully waterproof as well, IPX4. The weight of the bikes, if that makes any difference, is 7.5 kilos and 8.5 kilos, which when I picked them up, actually, when I visited them, actually a lot lighter than you think. Yeah. So for a kid's e-bike to not weigh much, they can jump them and mess around. I mean, it's gold.
That's like a pretty decent road bike kind of weight, isn't it? That? Yeah, that's pretty good.
Heavy enough, but like it does. And I've got a disc brake on them as well, so to stop. So
that's so cool.
So I can twist and go, and I can skid. So just brilliant. I mean, a great sort of hookup that is.
Amazing.
Marquez brothers, awesome.
Speaking of e-bikes, Transition have brought out an e-bike as well. And they've taken the mick out of themselves in the video for doing so, but you know what? They've done it. And it kind of looks good. It's got a 160mm travel front and rear. It's a 29er. It comes with a Shimano EP8 motor system and a 630 watt battery. It's currently only in this mossy green, but I think it looks pretty sick.
All you need to make it in is that colour. It's well nice.
It's a really nice colour. I think it suits Transition as a brand. They've only got it in 3 models at the moment. So it starts with an NX Carbon with RockShox Zebs. starting at $8,199 or £7,199, and it moves up to an Axis spec with Fox 38 factory forks at $10,999. In British pounds, that is 9,199. So. But I think that's kind of the price that things are at that spec now. This is Axis we're talking about with factory suspension.
Yeah.
So
it's top whack gear on there.
It is.
And unfortunately, sometimes you've got to pay the premium if that's what you want. So you don't obviously need to spend all that. But I think it's quite cool, and it's nice to see another brand realising the opportunity to deliver for the e-bike market, whether that's you or I or not. Like,
yeah.
It's all good,
Why
I think.
not? More
There'll definitely be
competition's
some
always
people saying, oh, they've sold their soul to Satan, haven't they? But I don't think Transition care, they know what's going on.
No, they actually put those comments in their launch video.
Did they?
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like them.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, just some cool stuff we've seen floating around the web, and the first is the Specialized and Fjallraven collaboration. So I didn't see this one coming. So Fjallraven, in case you're not aware of, Swedish outdoor brand, they're quite classic. They've been around, I don't know, years and years and years and years and years. I'm a big fan of their stuff. I've got a few of their Greenland jackets. And they basically, one of the most famous things they use is this G1000 fabric. So it's a mixture of polyester and cotton, but it's a really, really dense weave, and they impregnate it with wax. And then you can also further increase the waterproofness, durability, and windproofness basically by waxing it. Like, it's really cool stuff. But it's got a nice natural feel when you wear it. It doesn't feel like you're wearing like a bin bag.
Yeah,
you feel like you're wearing a real tough, and it's up to you, like how you wear it. So they're making bike packing gear, or going to be making bike packing gear and clothing, and as of yet they haven't released anything. They're just showing what their intentions are. But I think that's going to be a really, really cool collaboration.
Well, if you look on the reel on Fjallraven Instagram, the video is showing them with some bags that look very similar to their particular backpacks. So.
Their Kanken backpack, the iconic backpack,
Yeah, so that's what I think they're bringing.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I've got eyes on that one, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Nukeproof have launched a bike blanket.
My bike's always cold.
Now, this isn't to keep your bike warm, although they do joke about that in their Instagram post. It's basically a protective sleeve to cover the frame and, well, protect it from any hits. So the way I see this, I've used these types by Polaris, actually do one. We've got
one we normally hang on a retro bike, actually.
Yeah, for sure. So if you're ever stacking bikes in a shed, or you're stacking them in a van when you're traveling, then that's what they're going to be great for. So yeah, it's a small thing, but they keep bringing out more and more.
There's
stuff,
so much stuff they make. It's quite unbelievable, actually. Yeah. In fact, I've just a complete random thing on top of that. I just got one of the Garmin stem caps.
Yeah,
but the angled one that goes over the top, it's just another cool thing. So they make one of those.
I've got the stem one. It's so random, and also half our presenters, I think, wear the Nukeproof trousers. Everyone's like raving about those. Yeah, so the clothing's
good fit, nice and stretchy as well. Okay, next up, just a shot of the Prototype Intense high pivot bike that's been doing the rounds. This one was actually spotted on Vital MTB's Instagram. They're awesome, those guys do loads of cool stuff. But here's that bike on screen right now. You can also see Aaron Gwynn riding that bike with some kind of shroud, almost a bit of a bike blanket actually, on his bike in that testing video we talked about.
Keeping it warm in California.
A while back. Yeah, I mean, it was a chilly day, he was wearing long sleeves. But it's super cool stuff, and I'm sure you're going to see more very soon when the World Cup kicks off.
Looks good. I like that raw finish. I wonder if they'll start bringing that.
I don't know if they do. I think they always have that for the works bikes that ironically I think look better than some of the painted ones. It just looks badass, doesn't it?
Right. All of the fanboys from Intense are going to hate us now. But moving on. The Yoshimura stem. So this is a strange one. It's basically, you can use it as a direct DH, like a downhill stem, or as a regular stem, so it's kind of interchangeable. It uses very little steerer tube, so if you want a shorter steerer, it's worth looking at. But you can also change the length without adjusting your bars effectively. Yeah, because it's movable.
Because of the downhill style, the way it mounts. Yeah, it's a wicked. I mean, I'm not sure on the looks, like it's beautifully made, but I think it looks a little clunky on my eyes, but I know there's people out there who will love it. So this company makes some of the nicest flat pedals. I don't know if you've seen the top of the range flat pedals. Man, these things are so nice. In fact, here's a shot of their flat pedals as well. Like, I don't know what they cost. I think they must cost a fortune because they're just so nice looking. But cool brand that kind of goes under the radar, I think. for a lot of
I mean,
people.
if you're interested in like the sort of incremental changes and you don't want to mess up your cockpit, I guess it makes sense, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can move in between bikes as well, so it might be beneficial for you. And last up, really, in news is Airdrop. Have got their 135mm travel, 27.5-inch wheel bike, almost old school, going for a small fun bike. I think that's what they're going for here, something to smash around the corners or slash around the corners, whatever you want to call it these days. Basically just to have fun and jump and prat around on. So a Sheffield-based company, is an alloy frame, 135mm travel. They can also supply with a coil shock on there, so it's coil and air friendly. 150mm fork on the front, that's kind of the right ingredients for a fun bike. 65-degree head angle, 430 chainstays, 475 reach on a large. All adding up pretty good there, to be fair.
It looks really slick.
Yeah.
I actually really like what they're doing with the sort of raw front, painted back. Yeah, they're nice. And also I noticed on the website they've got this Slacker project they've been working on. So it's basically a downhill rig that they're prototyping and they're trying to spec it for UK Sheffield conditions, I guess. So it's going to be specific for them.
What?
Don't know what that means.
Foul and difficult.
Good for terrible weather, I guess.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, well, that's it from the news.
Okay, over for some quiz questions then. So 3 questions coming at you on screen. Give us the answers and you'll be doing good. First question, what does OEM stand for? Second question, who designed the original sticky rubber flat pedal shoe? And third question, what suspension brand recently released a downcountry fork? We'll check in with you a bit later.
All right, over to some comments from last week's show, as we usually do. So we've got Christian Schneider here, who is responding to our comments on going smaller on the rim width, as we were chatting about last week. And he said, no thanks, I love my 35mm rims and my WT tyres from Maxxis. On the worst cycling tech, 90s grip shift must be mentioned. We didn't talk about grip shift, did we? He said it's such
Tried to forget.
He said it's such a fiddly thing to change the cable, and every time the little spring falls out. So he wanted to put that like in room 101.
You know, yeah, I'd go with that as well. I had the very early ones when they came out because they look cool, and then as soon as I tried them, I was like, oh my god. And everyone's like, what are they like? You're like, oh yeah, they're really good. You're like, so it's supposed to be like this? And to change a gear, you were like, doing like a full throw. Yeah, ridiculous things.
Yeah, I was always worried I'd like change gear by accident, like going down descent or something.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
I just never went for it.
They do have a place for certain things because I've got a twist lock lockout remote on my Lux, and my hand's never anywhere near it, so I sit on the end of the grip. So it's just for the lockout and the rear shock and the fork, and it's actually really good.
Oh.
I'm not sure I'd want to change gears with, but as an alternative thing, and it looks nice and streamlined on the bars.
I would shout out to Tom Not Broken, who's still using grip shift on, because he's only got use of one arm.
He's unreal.
Got grip shift and 2 brakes on one side, so.
And he'll still ride faster than virtually everyone.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So next comment is from Francisco. You should build a mountain bike with all that bad tech. 2 shocks, stem shock, low handlebar, dropper, and have Richard Blake shred it in a skin suit. And
where's the skin suit come from? Why does he need to be in a skin suit?
Well, that's what happens on GMBN. You know, they make a video and then they make the next one. Let's just do the same one and put Blake in a skin suit. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you give me an idea though, with the 2 shocks, a stem shock. Maybe we should build the ultimate suspension bike. So you've got like suspension handlebars, got the fast step bars with a suspension stem and a suspension fork and a suspension frame and a suspension seat post.
Yeah.
Let's get like all of the suspension on a bike.
That sounds terrible. So Sister JMZ. He says, this needs to happen in response to that. And then later on, I've got Tom Quimby, who said, was it part of Anna's contract that she would always sit higher than Doddy? Am I still higher than you? I guess I am. I can't really. I need to, otherwise I won't see over the table.
She did stipulate, actually, you know, like, I'm only going to come in this many days a week and I have to always sit higher. Yeah, and on my rider, I need to have lunch 3 times a day or I get very hangry.
Yeah, and as Rupert Wen says afterwards, she is the Tom Cruise of PSN.
Well, she wears Cuban heels, you mean? She doesn't.
Maybe I need to start wearing heels. Yeah.
That's a good comment. Rupert's a good regular. In fact, actually, there's quite a few regulars amongst these comments. Christian Snyder's always involved as well. Good stuff. Next up is from Brooke. As always, awesome show. The banter between you two is the best. I think it's getting there, isn't it? There's some serious coin in the Mondraker facility. It'd be cool to be able to get in there on a lunch break just to work on your bike. I think you'd need your lunch break just to get around there, to be fair. It's absolutely massive, that place.
Yeah, I mean, I'm too busy eating at lunchtime, as you know. I do not stop eating.
I tell you what, you would love their lunch setup. They've got a proper kitchen. It's probably like bigger and nicer than any kitchen you're ever likely to go in, and that's just like in the cafeteria. And they've got a beer fridge in there.
Time in there. Maybe I could fix a burrito.
You could fix a burrito up and I can have a beer. And then I can have a coffee after to sort of level myself out again.
Oh, sounds good.
Perfect stuff.
More chat on the flex stems. So actually there's a lot of people talking about the flex stem after we dissed it a little bit. A lot of people giving pluses and minuses, saying that it had its place in time, but it's not got its place now. But then I've got yuliPhoto.de here who says, I use a flex stem on my travel bike. I have done since '91. I used it for 2 months travelling around Iceland on a road trip, including Highland F roads and Jeep tracks. Since the bike was fully rigid, I've kept a lot of vibrations from my wrists, and I used the bike as a commuter later on. So actually still have a use for it.
I can see the benefit for that, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for that sort of riding, you're not, it's not crucial on handling.
No.
So for comfort, yeah, great.
But to his credit, he has said for sports MTB, rather not.
Yeah. No, it's good use of it, I think. Nice. And last comment this week from JMO. I suspect the high pivot idler wheel combo everyone seems to be introducing will quietly go away in a couple of years too. Seems an unnecessarily complex solution to a problem which really doesn't exist. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it definitely does provide some benefits, but it's clearly not for everyone. So I think it's, I'm not as convinced by it as I think many people are. I think you're the same.
I don't know, because I've not had enough time with each, but it's like saying, what's the best suspension platform? Is it single pivot? Is it 4-bar? Everyone's going to have to turn. There is no one best, because everyone prefers a different thing for different
Hold on
reasons.
a second. I've not done this before, but I reckon if we did like a census of all bikes out there, with all suspension bikes, I'm going to go out on a limb, 4-bar by far is the most popular, I reckon.
Really?
I might be completely wrong and I'd be fine for
what
worse.
about all those Santa Cruz VPP owners out there? I swear that's half the market in the UK, isn't it?
Specialised have owned the world for God knows how long with 4-bar everything. Maybe. I reckon 4-bar will be the most popular, but hey,
that doesn't mean it's
this is something we can find out and we can come back to people with later, because I think it's pretty cool.
Maybe a new topic next time.
Interesting. We shall see. Thanks for the great comments, everyone, by the way. Okay, time for some top mods. We've got some great ones for you this week. So the first one's titled Steel Ain't Dead Yet. So this is from Edward in Swindon. He said, after hearing your talk about steel frames, I thought I'd send in my Pace steel hardtail that I built back in the summer. Been upgrading my full suspension bike with access and loads of other bits, which meant I had a full 12-speed GX drivetrain just sat there spare. That's a very nice position to be in.
Wow.
What do you do with that? Get another frame and hang it on there, don't you? Yeah, good work. So I've got a new hardtail frame, make a winter bike with all the spare parts. The only big expensive things I had to buy were forks and brakes. Well, forks are pretty expensive to be fair, but that's all good stuff. Right, now let's have a look at your bike that you got. So you've got a Pace, oh, very nice. Öhlins forks. The only thing you've got to buy is a set of the most expensive forks. but good work, yeah. So there's all your GX gear. Common images, here we go. I'll tell you what, that is a really nice looking hardtail.
Yeah, I mean, I love a steel bike, as you know, and it's just so clean looking. Look at it.
Of course, I love the tyres.
He's taking
I love a towel.
Look at you. You live in Swindon. You've taken that up the Ridgeway. I recognise that because that used to be my old stomping ground. Perfect area for a steel hardtail for sure.
Oh, everything is right about that. The geometry is right. The setup. You've got the right gear on there. Yeah, beautiful bike. And good work making use of your old transmission as well, so at least you can just run that until it's worn out and knackered and then change it again. But yeah, good stuff.
It's a good hearty spec, that's going to last some years, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I mock hardtails a lot, but I mean, I've had loads of great hardtails over the years and I would definitely have another one.
Oh, I can't wait to get hold of one. I'm hoping for that Scout to come in soon.
Yeah.
Stoked to get a hardtail, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I might do the same. I'll see what yours looks like when you get it, and I'll make a choice. Next up is from Nick. He says his location is Workshop. I've never heard of that place. There's a Cove Shocker downhill. So those things, that was a bike park, bike and a half. Those things, those are absolutely bomb-proof. Remember going to Whistler quite a lot back in the day and just seeing so many of those. I mean, I guess locals standing up for Cove bikes, but also I think they were pretty strong.
I always wanted a Cove Stiffy. I don't know why. I wanted it in pink, and it was like that hardtail. It looked like this, but it was a hardtail aluminium.
Yeah.
It was really, really stiff, but I couldn't afford it, so I went for a Rock Lobster B52, which was like...
Rock Lobsters are cool bikes.
Yeah, it was a fake kind of Cove Stiffy, basically.
Yeah. Joe,
Yeah,
so that brand Cove has probably got some of the most bad taste names. In fact, all of their bikes.
All of them.
Playmate, Hooker, Foreplay, Stiffy, Shocker. I mean, that's probably the worst of the lot.
I don't know what you mean.
If you don't look it up on Google. Certainly not if you've got a work computer. Anyway, naughty company, but they made some smashing bikes.
That's a naughty paint job, though, isn't it? Look at that.
It's
I like
amazing.
It.
I can't believe you've done this yourself.
Has he done that with a spun? Is it a sponge effect, like an old Klein kind of forest paint job?
Doesn't say, just says gave it a new paint job, as wanted something a bit different, like a marble blue, but it looks amazing to me. That looks really, really good. It actually looks like it's supposed to be in that colour.
You know what, and with the gold decals as well, it's like bringing out the stanchions of those forks.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like an old bike right now.
It really doesn't, yeah. I'm well impressed with the finish on that. Yeah, it's really good.
His own little home workshop there.
Proper effort, love it. This is so good. This is what you do with some old stuff. You make it look new again, so you love it all over again.
That is a top mod. Can we have more people revamping their older frames? That would be amazing. I'll look at it before.
I know, it's so much better now, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. You've done an ace job on that. I love it. More of those, please.
Yes, please. Get your top mods in. There's a link to our uploader at the bottom of the screen. There's also one in the description that you can click on. Tell us all about yourself, where you're from, what floats your boat with bikes, and more importantly, loads of pictures of what you've been doing to them. Come on, get involved, and we'll put you on next week's show.
Okay, and it's over to the quiz answers. So, first question was, what does OEM stand for? And it's original equipment manufacturer. And then over to who designed the original sticky rubber flat pedal shoe? And it was Jeff Steber of Intense Cycles.
It was indeed.
Using the 510 sole. Wow, so that is the original sticky.
He went to them and said, I need you to make this for me. And they were like, I'm not really sure about this. And then he only paid for a very small run of them. His team riders wore them basically and did really well in them. And then the world was like, we need more.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, what happened was 510 released basically the same shoe that Jeff had designed as their impact shoe a bit later. And granted, they've made a better job of everything, but it was Jeff, really, you have to thank for it.
Oh, well, thanks, Jeff. Third question, what suspension brand recently released a downcountry fork? And it is, ta-da, Öhlins. If you
Nicely done with the little thing, yeah.
Da-da-da.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
How'd you get on? Get the questions right? Get them wrong? Let us know in the comments underneath. Give us some feedback, as always. You're all so good to us, so we appreciate it. And we'll see you on next week's show.
Bye.
See ya.